Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back. Welcome back. So while I give it a little bit of time for everyone to get notified that I'm live and to come on in, I do have a special guest that I'm going to be bringing on today. Kind of excited for this. And yeah, I will have said person in here in a few minutes. But just allowing time for notifications to go out. And so, yeah, shout out to the members real quick. Those that are members of the channel. Appreciate you guys for being a member. Truly appreciate it. And also, if you guys want to help support the channel itself, there is the link right there. In case you guys don't want YouTube taking any percentage of it, totally fine to go that route if you guys want to. But the biggest help that you guys can do is, as always, smash the like button and share across social media. And speaking of social media, if you guys would like to follow me on my social platforms, go ahead. And there are the usernames or the my handles, I guess you call them, for you guys to follow me on social outside of YouTube if you guys choose to. That'd be totally awesome. And yeah, let's get into the comments. What's up, everybody? Yo, we got Subwoofer in here. We got Vlad, nice to see you here. A sub with the blue wrench. Yo, what's up, everyone? Gene being in the house. Kayla, what's up? What's going on? They have the courage not to include a charger. Oh, I can't wait for this. Yes, Technoid. As a matter of fact, bro, if you want to come in, I am actually bringing a few people on today for this. So that is going to happen right now. But yeah, definitely going to look into this because, like, you know, I'm seeing a lot of unboxings. I've been watching them. I'm pretty interested in them. And then, you know, these subtle excuses for not including a charger in the box, which, you know, like I said, you know, when I watched the Apple event, I mean, yes, you know, it was kind of interesting how they kind of played towards the save the environment angle, but there's a little bit more to it than just that. I mean, it's a nice way to calm people down, but personally, I feel like that it's all about money. I'm just gonna call it what it is. It's all about money. So we got Charles54 up in here. What's up? What's going on? Henry on the Periscope side. Yo, what's up, Henry? Thank you for coming here. We got Caesar in here. Hi, everybody. Hey, back to you too, Caesar. We got Jose on the Periscope side. We have Kathy here on the YouTube side. Kathy, how's it going? Yeah, so I sent the invites out to a couple of people that I feel like are going to bring more into this conversation regarding this no charger in the box. And, you know, these excuses that's being said it's one for the books. It's absolutely one for the books, I must say. So yes, Gene, yes, you are here. And we have Magic Tech Review in the building. They claim it saves the earth, but you still got to charge. Yeah, the hypocrisy in that, man. Don't throw too much out there. We're gonna get into that. We're definitely gonna get into that. So how many of you guys have been watching iPhone 12 and iPhone 12 Pro unboxings? Let's see. When you order a phone, they should ask if you want a charger. You know what? Just to be straight out blunt with it, Caesar, they should just include a charger. Okay, the whole save the environment thing, the whole being, you know, industrial waste and all that other stuff. I mean, industrial waste is real. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to undercut it and say that it's not real. But as far as from like a mobile phone manufacturer standpoint, no. There are a lot of reasons why the phone should include a charging brick in the box. Now, it comes with a power cord. It comes with a charging cord, Type-C to Lightning. It comes with that, definitely. But I mean, yeah, it's it's a whole nother case. But I'm so surprised just how quickly people have adapted. At least people in the communities, you know, the tech community space here on YouTube have adapted so quickly. That's the crazy thing. That's the crazy thing. Yeah. So I'm ready for the thumbs up for the go no go. I have one of my guests here. And we are going to do this. So welcome.
Hey, good evening. Good afternoon. Actually, no, it is evening.
Yeah, evening, afternoon for me.
Yeah. How you doing,
What's up,
Tito?
man? I'm doing good, man. Wow, I like your setup.
Thank you. Yeah, I got to test it out on Sneed's live stream uh last night, and I'm trying to do more of some testing, just adjusting some audio levels and whatnot. So how do I sound? Good.
Sound good to me, man. Sound really good.
Thank you.
Yeah, I caught the live stream last night on Sneeze channel too, so I saw it.
Oh yeah. Thanks for having me on here today, man. Appreciate it.
No, I appreciate you for coming on with me, man. I sent one other invite out uh to Technoid. I'm seeing if he's gonna jump in or before we kind of take it away. How many iPhone 12 unboxings have you seen already?
None.
None?
I haven't watched any iPhone 12 unboxings yet. I'm kind of just waiting actually just for the modem a little bit, but I'm trying to wait for Carlos to just tear it open with rigorous vigor and see what's inside.
Is
So
he picking his up today?
if they're out, my guess is so. Yeah. Whenever I mean, are they out today or I have no idea.
I think they are. Well, I watched Gene's video, and he was at the mall going to an Apple store, and then like they have
Uh-huh.
like the doors. They have this thing put at the doors now that makes it look like a kiosk, and
Hmm.
like people, the guy had told him that people that had pre-ordered are coming to pick theirs up. But like they don't let anybody in the Apple store anymore to go buy anything. So
Huh.
that's kind of
I'm
weird.
sure I'm sure Carlos will get his hands on an iPhone. If not
Yeah.
today,
Yeah, he
soon.
just tear it up. As soon as he messages anybody, he's like, "I got the iPhone 12." Like, I don't even want to hear about the iPhone 12. Just go back to your office and tear it open already. Let's just see.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, man. These unboxings, man, um, I mean, I'm just gonna kick it off already. The Techno can jump in later. Um, it's amazing just how quickly they've adapted to no charger in the box. The subtle excuses that they make for it. And I think they're really like biting into what Apple's feeding them with this whole industrial waste thing. But I just when I when I sit and I think about it, I'm like, okay, you guys don't want industrial waste, but you guys are not including the charger brick, which you still sell separately, but you don't include it in the box. Um, and they go about the size of the box being skinnier without that charger brick inside of it.
Right.
And just the whole industrial waste thing just really kind of like it vexes me to a point where I'm just like, what that's hardly not even the case. We know that's not the case. It's money. You make more sales when you sell
Yeah.
components apart than putting it all together in one package. So I'm just surprised.
Yeah, I think there's like so many more ways that they could have greened up, make everything green as far as like the iPhone 12 release. Like they could have had like what they call like BPA free green packaging.
Yeah,
They could have because it's not necessarily like uh the electronics per se that are in my eyes the big problem. It's like plastic, right? So
yeah,
it's like you know having because that's plastic takes forever to degrade, and like half the iPhone chargers are just gonna be chucked away in the ocean anyways. So
yeah. I mean, there's like I listen to like I watch people on the chat threads like on various different places, like on Reddit and stuff like that, and
right.
the excuses they come up with, and they're like, oh yeah, you should have like old charger bricks that's
Hmm.
compatible to use it to charge it up and all this other stuff, and I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
then like they would ask these questions like, who doesn't have a spare charger brick, and it's like you don't know everyone's circumstances. I
Yeah.
mean, I give mines away to people who like, they're like, I broke my charger and I don't have another charger to charge my phone. And I'm like, okay, I got a spare one here. Take it. Take the whole thing, cord and all.
I've heard like chargers like go out and like not work. I never had like I never physically broke a charger before. That'd be kind of hard to do except with like a hammer or something. But other than that, but it's just I don't know. It Apple, Apple being Apple, they could have done a lot more to be green, to be sufficient. I don't think they could have even made an app that was better to be more green, but
Yeah.
they I don't think they did enough justice in that department by not including a charger. That's like pennies on the dollar. Not
Yeah.
even that.
Shout out to Henry for the super chat, man. Really appreciate it. Yeah, no, definitely. I agree with you on that, man. They could have done other things if they wanted to be green and care for the environment. I mean, even then, just the excuses is just what really baffles me. Just the excuses about it, like saving waste.
Right.
Like, I mean, I don't waste any of my chargers. As a matter of fact, I only have one charger out to charge my phones. The other ones are in those boxes on top of the vanity mirror. The charger's still in there. In case I lose one on vacation or something, then I got them at home. But it's surprising how fast some of I call them the big leaguers, just how fast they adapted to just being accepting of no charger in the box, no charger brick in the box, and then try to sell people. It's insane. Like, really, you're really gonna try to influence people to be okay with it?
Yeah, and I don't know. I have several chargers, from my Pixels, and like I've got like a Samsung charger as well. That's like high power, but I always have to be like careful about like the amperage that's going, like per phone. I gotta plug it in, but I don't know. I think it kind of makes me wonder, like Apple, what are they gonna do? Like next year, like are they gonna be more green? What
I get rid of the cord.
we'll just include half of the iPhone. The other half of the iPhone is green. You have to attach it to a recyclable green bag and just skip the cardboard, because that's all waste. I would respect that move a lot more than just not the charger. They need to flow the glossiness of that cardboard bag and just with something else.
No, geez. I mean, it's Apple. Apple can market anything. So, I mean, if they can't even go from standpoints that it's not marketable. Well, please, Apple, you can market anything. So, if they switch to a bag from a box, yeah, they definitely can make that trend.
Exactly.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't get them. They're absolutely weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. MKBHD noted that the USB-C issue. I didn't watch his. I skipped his. So if you want to elaborate on that, Vlad, then yeah. Let's see what Lauren says. Now I have for me and my girlfriend 7 USB-A 12-watt chargers and 2 30-watt USB-C power blocks, cables to go with it. Okay. So does that mean that you're absolutely okay with like no charger brick inside the box, Lawrence? iPhone 13, no ports.
Right.
I've been hearing that for a while. I've been hearing that for a very good minute. I don't know. I just wish like companies would just be straight up. You know what I mean? Like, we're not including a charger in the box because we're gonna sell it separately. Totally fine. I mean, they don't have to go in root detail and be like, we want to make more money, so we're gonna separate it. Just say it like that. It's like, yeah, it doesn't come with the charger box in the box because we're selling that separately. Simple. I mean, Apple gets a pass for a lot of things. I don't know what they're afraid of.
They do. Yeah, they definitely do. It's like they can, if they had, here's the thing, like if they had a situation to where like what Samsung did, like when the phone explodes or the charger explodes, God forbid, they would still get a pass. That's the thing.
No, definitely. They always will. I mean, that's the thing. They can tell you that they removed the front facing camera and give you like a bogus excuse about that. People will be okay with it and just probably be like, well, It's made of glass and it'll shine, so I can reflect myself off the back of this iPhone and still take a selfie. Those people just come up with some excuses and it'll be passable. Like they always get it.
Yeah, exactly. It's horrible. It's just, they need to, I don't know.
Bro, I sent you a link. Did he not get the link, or did I not properly send it? Knowing me. Let's see.
Don't worry, Techno, we got you covered.
Oh, I didn't. Oh my God, I didn't even click send. It's like sitting there still blinking. There you go. Okay, so Tito's a jackass of the day and forgot to finish sending that link to Techno, and I am waiting for him to join in. He was never gonna come in if he didn't say nothing. Oh, Jeebus. Yeah. I'm waiting for Techno to come in so he can throw in his spill on it. We also got some Pixel 5 bad news. I don't know if you heard about it.
I saw an article on something, but I didn't read it. What was it? I didn't get a chance to read it though.
No, so we'll go more into it after Technoid comes in and drops
Sure.
his stuff on the iPhone. But it's crazy. Bad news for Pixels.
You sabotaged me with them links, man. You're sabotaging.
No, bro, today's Halloween mask for me is Jackass of the Day because it was still blinking and it was waiting for me to click send. So I thought I had sent it to you.
No, it's okay. I got it. Yeah, I'm listening to you guys, and you know something? I'm really happy that people are waking up. I'm really happy that people are actually taking a stand for this because no company should stand for this. And you know, I look at these people making excuses, and today, for some reason, everybody just started creaming their pants when everybody drops their embargo and just start doing iPhone reviews. There's a reason why I don't watch those people. There's a reason why. I wait for the guys that have to buy it. And you know, there's only two people, like two big YouTubers that I'll only watch that do iPhone reviews, and they have to buy it themselves. It's Unbox Therapy and Jerry Rig. I only watch those two whenever it comes to iPhones because those two, to me, are the only realists you're ever going to see. Even if Unbox gets biased at times, but still.
Are you leaving Carlos out? Come on now. Don't leave Carlos out.
Carlos is good. Carlos is good. I gotta watch more. I'm getting into it. You gotta let this process build. But nah, I'm really happy that people are waking up and they're like, okay, you know what? This ain't right. Because listen, I've been saying it for months and months, and I think, Tito, you've heard me the most. I've said Apple does not care about the environment. Everybody gets mad and tells me I'm wrong. I've shown many times they don't care. AirPods are not reusable. Apple Watch screens are not reusable. MacBook Pro displays, when they break, they can't replace those displays. They have to literally chuck them, and then they just got to reproduce more. So I've told many times. I've told people, and I've shown evidence. But people, time and time again, have told me that I'm lying or I'm crazy. And now you see the bread and the pudding. You know, I know Apple was going to do this. I knew it. I was fine if they removed the brick in the cheaper models. I'll be like, okay, I can let that slide. But come on, the Pro and Pro Max, $1,000 phone plus, you're telling me you couldn't find a way to put a charging brick in there? I'm sorry, but to me, that's inexcusable. You're paying more. And go ahead, Gabe.
You know, what could they make? You know, I'm surprised that, you know, the OEMs haven't done this yet. Just make the charger green. That's all you have to do. Like, make it green. Like they make you know what they call energy efficient, you know, products all the time, right?
Yeah.
Like your HVAC or whatever the heck. They can make that stuff green based. They can do it. We have the technology to do it. That's all you got to do. Hey, Michael.
Hey,
and
I see my ugly face, shaved and everything. The cheeseburger too.
But yeah, that's all they have to do to, you know. And plus, if they do that, they'll save on cost as well for them. And it's not that hard to do. I don't know why they just skimped out not including it. I guess, you know, here's the thing. Like, I'm noticing this in the technology landscape. It's more green and more environmentally friendly, as they say, to not include something than to make it green. Like, you know what I mean? If you just say we're not gonna have this at all because we don't want to take the chance of an emission or of a environmental issue or problem or exploding phone or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, you know, it's more, which I think that's the wrong approach. I think, you know, part of the reason why you have, you know, green technologies to invest in it, to make it better, to make it more green, to make it more efficient, to make it last longer. I use, you know, environmentally friendly soap. They do. It lasts long. You know, it's, you know, if you can make anything, you know, more environmentally friendly and green. I'm not that much of a supporter of it, per se, but at least from a charger perspective and from a phone perspective, they could do a lot better job.
I wouldn't have been mad if like they had created a program where they say like, people, if you don't want your charging brick in the phone, we're going to set up a program where if you just have spares and stuff, you could bring them in. Because if they really wanted to be environmentally friendly, you could have had a program to recycle these used plastics, you know, charging bricks that you're not using. See, that shows they care. Not, oh, we're just not going to include it. Because The reason why they use that argument, not just in a business tactic, but it was the only argument that they could have made that would have sold the most people, meaning that it would have brainwashed them and make them think, oh, okay. And that was the only argument they could have gone. What was the other argument? That, oh, we're just going to include, we're creating a new thing called MagSafe because next year we're removing the port. So we may as well start laying the groundwork. They can't say that. So they got to do it in a way that's marketable and a way that people will read it better. And I think my problem is that, I get it. Lightning sucks. The Lightning port we all know religiously. When it first came out, it was cool. There was nothing like it when it first came out. But that was like about 7 years ago. Maybe even more. So now you bring Lightning to USB-C. And I like USB-C. USB-C is a great cable, but you pair it with Lightning, okay, maybe I can let that slide. But this was the year you could have introduced people the right way, at least the Pro and the Pro Max users. Give them a brick so people understand, because some people just don't have it. Now, of course, there is one positive, and this is just something that I enjoy with there being, not saying enjoy meaning like this is great, but enjoy because third parties are going to have an increase, like Anker, Aukey, and other power supplies, even Samsung and other companies. So I'm actually cool with that. I like the growth in third-party sales that's going to benefit from this. So I'm okay on that aspect, but for the consumer aspect, I'm very disappointed.
Yeah. Yep, and it's just so funny just how quickly all these people that are doing their unboxings have completely adapted to just making this acceptable.
Oh, well, real quick, Chanel 808, he wants the streamer link. If you could send that over to him.
Oh yeah, I'll send it over.
That's why I don't watch those videos. I'm not saying they're terrible videos. It's just when you start perceiving this notion that we should just accept it and you're not going to say anything about it, because they have to keep good relations. Otherwise, they wouldn't keep getting this stuff. But if you look at guys like Jerry Rig, Unbox Therapy, and a couple of other users, people that pay for them, they're the ones I would rather trust, because there they go out of their way to buy it, and they spend the money on what they think is right for the users. Whereas MKBHD and all these other people, including iJustine and all the Apple fans, Apple knows they're religiously with them, so they're going to keep doing it. Now, I'm not discrediting them in general, but when it comes to their reviews, especially on the Apple preference, I'm not a big fan. And I wait for when the guys buy them and review them. That's just me, though.
And so another person to drop their 2 cents on it. What up, Lawrence?
Not much.
Hey, Lawrence.
I gotta say this. Okay, I bought my first phone 30 years ago. It was an analog brick phone. I bought an extra battery because it was an analog phone and a case. I spent little under $600. Fast forward to today. I'm going to trade in my 7 Plus from the BYOD. Then on top of the 550, Verizon is going to give me $250 more for porting in a number. Can you hear me now?
It's cleared up, but like we missed like a good chunk of you back there.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay.
We can hear you, Lawrence. Well, we can't now, but
getting my other line from Verizon.
Yeah, bro, you cut out completely.
His T-Mobile connection's gone.
Sorry.
It's okay, Lawrence, man. You get situated. I do want you to give your input on it, though. So we'll let you figure that out.
Testing. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Okay. So basically, Verizon's going to give me $800 off a $1,200 phone. Then I'm going to put down another $100, so it's $300. So I'm getting my iPhone 12 Pro for $300.
That's a good
30
deal.
years ago, I paid, compared to 30 years ago, when I paid almost $600 for an analog brick phone. Think about it. That's $600 versus today's $300 computer. And people are complaining about $20 block. Forget, I don't care. I don't care. I have so many other blocks that I can use that it doesn't matter to me. It's not giving them a pass. Yeah, I would love to see a block in there, but considering I'm getting a state-of-the-art phone for $300 and I'm saving that much money, then it's a sacrifice I'm willing to make, because what's $900 compared to a $20 block? They're giving me $900 back, and people are complaining about a $20 block.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So if somebody tells you, okay, you pay the $900, I'll give you a free block, or I will take away the block and give you this amazing promotion, I'm going to give you $900 back. Does it really matter?
Well, to me,
People
it
are-
matters
no,
where
but-
they're actually
but-
coming
but-
from.
but-
I know what you're talking about with your deal, but that
people
still
are-
doesn't absolve them
but-
for the reason that they do it.
But people are nitpicking over the littlest things. We have bigger problems to worry about than a charging block. I got
Yeah.
bigger problems to worry about that I'm going to walk outside, somebody's going to accidentally sneeze on me, and I'm going to die because an idiot gave me corona. You know what I mean? And then people are worried about a $20 charging block. Come on.
I think it's
we're
more just like,
nitpicking-
again,
we're
like I
nitpicking
said, it goes
we're
by
nitpicking over
how
the
they're
wrong
doing it.
things.
Like
Yeah, but
you're
then, you know what?
you're on this, but let me put it in context like this, Lawrence. A $20 block, which $20 block, right? You made the emphasis, it's just a $20 block. But let's a $20 block today. Let's say that they want to go ahead and let's say the iPhone 13, rather than doing with the X60 modem, they decide to do X55, but still charge $1,000 for it. Are you gonna be okay with that?
It's already confirmed to have the X60 and the iPhone.
Bro,
Pro Max.
I
And-
asked you a question, man. Stick to the question.
Yeah, but you're giving me a hypothetical situation that doesn't exist.
It's the point behind it is that when we allow Apple to continue to do these little things grow into bigger things. The more they can
Well,
get away with, the more they're going
Apple
to do.
Apple is not the only one. So
I
why
never
are you
said they were.
focusing on Apple?
Because that's the topic today. But I didn't say they're the only ones that
Okay,
do
then-
it.
Then I already made my point that I'm saving $900 and I don't care. I don't care because I'm saving $900.
Well, yeah, I
Dude,
mean,
I-
you're getting a great deal.
I-
So
I got
That's cool.
7 iPad chargers. Okay, I got 7. Plus, I'm going to have 4 30-watt blocks, and I got all the cables to go with it because I have 6 charging cases and I'm going to have 4 phones. So I don't want to wait around. I'm going to do what I need to that works for me. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So you got to focus on what you're willing to give up to what you're going to get. I'm getting $900 back, so I don't care about a $20 block.
Okay.
I'd rather give up like the Air Pods or something than the charging block. Well, that's just me though.
Yeah, but
well, I mean, Jose says that charging block is a big deal. That's his opinion on it. It's like Lawrence, that's his opinion on it.
Real quick. I agree with Lawrence that these companies and people that are bragging about it right now. I said this before, and I'll say it again. They're going to be following this trend in a year. They're going to be following this. So the fact that they're trying to, kick the dirt while it's still fresh, and then they're going to start following is, it's hypocritical. So I'll give you that, Lawrence. They're definitely going to start following in a year. So they should definitely keep quiet if I was them.
Oh, yeah.
Because
It's going to be a trend.
every
Like I said, it's not
company-
only Apple.
every company follows Apple's lead because they say, okay, if Apple can get away with it, we can get away with it. So it's going to be the new norm. So I'm not worried about that. My main concern is not getting sick versus worrying about a $20 block. Because right
It's
now,
pretty
Verizon
hilarious
has,
though, for those companies because they
Verizon
don't get
hasn't-
the Apple Pass.
Verizon has an amazing deal. 30-watt charging block and a 6-foot USB-C to Lightning cable for $19.99, and that's both. If I wanted to get that from Apple, it would cost me $70. That's why I'm getting it from Verizon versus Apple. So by getting 2 of them, I already save $100 for every 2 I get.
Cool, nice. Well, you're
That's good.
getting a pretty good deal, but that's
yeah.
that's the point that I'm making, and I know, like you're saying, like it's just hypothetical, but I'm just saying that when little things start with these companies, it tends to get bigger and bigger and bigger. The more that they can get away with, the more they're gonna do, because again, it's a business. Their only intentions is to make money. They don't care about.
I understand your philosophy, but this is my philosophy. Life is too short, and I'm not going to be worried about nitpicking over stuff that I have no control over, that I can make my own destiny. So this is my choice. I'm not going to stress out over a charging block because there's bigger issues to worry about than a piece of plastic.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. I can agree with that too. Okay. So now that we have that, it's great. It's great dialogue. But I'm moving on to the next thing here, and I think some people can actually kind of put their foot in Google's backside right now, because this shouldn't be happening at all. So there are some, not everyone, but there are some, but I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lot more people talking about it. There's an issue with the Pixel 5, and people are receiving their Pixel 5s, and there's a part of the display that is coming up from the body. And that's a big no-no. And given the fact that, Pixel's already got a bad rep as it is for cutting back on a certain area that people feel like they shouldn't have, like the processing chip that everyone made a big deal about, or them making a bad decision going with such a tiny battery for what it needs to power. They're in a bad limelight as it is already. So now we have a raised screen issue, which negates the IP certification now, because you're not gonna let water touch that thing now. Now that the screen is up,
it's gone from IP68 to IP65.
It's bad. It's bad for that to be happening. And I think what was it? I pulled up a site here to kind of have like the pictures so I can show it. It's bad to even see this, and I saw about it this morning, and there it is. Raised from the body.
Wow. Ooh. It is horrible.
That's
bad.
I mean, when he was describing it, oh, wait a minute, I'm not looking at it right. Oh, damn, that's bad.
That's a no-no, Google. That's a freaking no-no.
No, but hold on. Let me zoom in a little bit. I need to. Okay, yeah, that's actually that's not good. Yeah, that's not good. Hey, at least you got a foldable.
Yeah, it turns into a foldable right now, don't you know?
My layers.
This is bad. This is absolutely bad. It's bad enough as it is that, okay, for myself and for other Pixel fanboys out there, like we're always at an uphill battle when people want to roll crap downhill towards us because we like Pixels. This is pretty hard to freaking defend. And as a matter of fact, I'll be straight with everyone. I don't want to defend this. I'll just say what it is. This is bad. This is bad. Like, Goog, if you thought it was bad that people thought that you couldn't make a smartphone, you're proving them right now. You're proving everybody right with this. I mean, I'm a loss for words for it. But then again, it's like Pixels, they've always got to have that one thing that just whatever thunder they had behind them, it's gone. Because now this. And I don't want to hear people talk about, like the other Pixel fanboys talk about some sort of excuse for this, because Apple didn't get the pass for Bendgate with the iPhone 6. So, yeah, I'm not giving Google a pass on this one. What do you guys think?
I think that the screen is probably green and environmentally friendly, that there's bending. So there's a green thumb for today.
This is bad.
But is this?
So
let
bad.
me ask you this question: is this the only one that's out there, or are there
No.
more than one person?
No, there are more people reporting. And then they opened their box. This is how their Pixel 5 came out.
Damn.
Yeah, I don't think.
I got a quick
Oh,
question
go ahead.
for Technoid. When you look at your Verizon bill, and and when you click on next bill, and it says account charges, then your line, then your second line. On your account charges, does it say negative $25?
Yeah, why?
Okay, I just wanted to make sure, because when you said you're paying $92 for 2 lines, it didn't make sense, because when I'm looking at mine's comes out to, after the 50% discount, and this is 2 lines with an Apple Watch, $75.
I see. Now, I think because also because we use the Verizon Up. They have this mobile home up rewards program, so that adds another $15 off. So maybe for us, maybe because I think it's also also add-ons too.
Okay. That's what I mean. Man, that should have been way less than $92 for 2 lines only.
Okay.
I'll take a look after. I'll make sure I take a look.
Sorry about
So, Lawrence,
that.
what do you think about this?
I feel sorry for them. You know what I mean? By looking at this, it seems like Google just rushed it. They rushed it. Probably a battery placement, not proper battery. The battery probably is swelling up before it's in the box, causing that display to bulge out.
You know, that display probably costs as much as what the iPhone charger is.
Screen.
Yeah.
I agree.
So that display costs $50 then, because a 30-watt charger from Apple is $50.
That's probably. Yeah.
I will say real quick, if it was if it was like 1 or 2 devices, then I'd be like, all right, maybe it's just a defect. But if there's more people coming out saying that this is just happening as soon as they open the box, that's not good. That's not a good look. So I think Google will definitely get on top of this. But the fact that it made it that far into the production that they didn't even expect, it's like almost as if they missed it by like an inch or two. But we gotta wait and see how many people they start reporting this, because if they start getting like hundreds of reports, then you got a problem.
Yeah, it says here that it's that the gap is actually found in multiple locations on the surface of the handset, and is always between the seam and the screen frame. And it's mostly seen in the just black variant, but there are some Sorter Sage models that are being reported to have the same issue. So it's quite a bit. If they're gathering this much information, then I would say it's north of 20. So
I see a recall happening.
Yeah,
definitely.
I see that happening too, man. Because that's nuts.
Well, just
this should not be happening. If they did it right,
that it's not exploding, that it's just expanding.
Is that a stab at Samsung?
No, it'll expand.
That's a stab at Android. Period.
It'll expand and then it'll explode later.
I mean, the only salvageable thing out of it, if it was to explode, would actually be that somebody is going to code this into GTA and make it into a bomb that you could attach to vehicles and have it blow up too as well. Yeah. That's the only salvageable thing, but it's sad. Everything Samsung Pro, what did I miss? Currently, right now, we're talking about the Pixel 5 screen issues. So they're finding gaps between the body and like the seal of the screen itself, and it's in multiple locations on the device. So it's not always in one area. And some have even had it in multiple areas around the phone. That's I mean, to me, it's just like, yeah, if they were rushing it, why rush it? I would rather check, triple check, quadruple check, and then put it out there and know that it's going to sell with no issues than to just rush it. I mean, if these much made it out the gate into the public's hands, they had to have seen a couple of them in production that have gone through this. Or is this something that just happens when like they bulk them up, create them, and ship them, and it's happening because it's in a tanker or something like that? The environment inside there's causing the glue to go undone or whatever they use, because it looks like they use glue if it's coming up like that.
Yeah, it's like a what is it? It's like in a form of an epoxy, right? It's epoxy based glue, but you would think that they would have enough time to do some more quality assurance testing due to the pandemic to get these right.
Yeah,
So
yeah, there's
maybe they skipped the pressurized testing and said, "Heck it, we got to get the 5G going on. Let's skip this step because we got to win the race."
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. To me, I think when it comes to stuff like that, I would rather have them play as the turtle than the rabbit. You know what I mean? Just be the turtle. Even if they had to launch after the iPhone 12 launched just to get this right, it's better because they don't have the best track record in the public's eye. That's the problem today. Like literally, and I'll share something with you last night. Last night I went to go pick up something to eat at Subway. And like I didn't have any of my newer Pixels. I had this phone. I had the Pixel XL with me in hand. I walk in and I'm gonna order. And the guy behind the counter looks and he's all like, "Yo, what phone is that?" And I'm looking at him like, you ridiculous, dude. Like this has been out for, but I'm forgetting, like, the Pixel is not well known. So I'm like, oh yeah, this is the Google Pixel, like the first one. And he's like talking about the design and he's all stoked about it. Like he thinks it's dope and he likes it and he wants to get one. I'm looking at him like, oh yeah, you're gonna have to look on OfferUp or something because this phone's pretty old. But I'm like, yeah, when people see these phones, they don't really know what a Pixel is because obviously it hasn't made it out there to that extent. Now, myself as a geek, I know what it is, but not a lot of people do. And then when you have something like this happen, it doesn't really help in Google's path of saying we need to get more Pixels in people's hands so more people know about us. It doesn't help because you don't want to be recognized as the Pixel 5. Oh, yeah, I remember that thing. Yeah, it rained one day and I didn't know my screen was up and water got in and all of a sudden my call dropped and my phone wouldn't turn on anymore. Like,
no, but Tito, I can add this. When was any Pixel put into a carrier's hands? You gotta look at that.
When was any Pixel put in the carrier's hands?
Yeah, like when did
Verizon?
Like Verizon?
Yeah, Verizon.
Yeah,
The
when
first-
did
first
Verizon?
one.
But when did Verizon get the first Pixel? How many years ago?
Oh, when the Pixel 1 came out.
Yeah.
But that was like what back
Yeah,
in like.
I'm asking you what year is that?
ago. Maybe 5 years ago.
5 years
Yeah.
ago. 5 years ago. Then I can go back and say this. Then 20 years ago, Samsung, Kyocera, Sony, all those other people, it's embedded in their brain on all these other brands. So for people who's not following the trends and not getting their phone from a carrier store or just getting an unlocked variant offline, they're not going. That's not in their window because it's still new. Samsung's been around for over 20 plus years, so that's what comes to mind. Samsung, LG, Motorola, Apple. Since Kyocera, Sony, Sanyo, and all of BlackBerry has fallen off the market. Back then, 20 years ago, we had 9 options. Now we only have 4. We had maybe 11 options for all these different phones. We're back out there in the flip phone feature days. Now we're reduced from maybe 11 to 12 to 4 brands that are known.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So for some people who haven't followed the trends, and when they look at it, they're gonna not know what it is because it has been
exactly. That's my point. They don't know what it is. But when you have a company that is trying, right? Because just because they're not known, like, Samsung's been around for so many years, doesn't mean that they're not going to try. Obviously, that's what Google's doing. The problem is, and this is where this issue doesn't help, actually does more harm, and basically means that Google needs to have more quality control or put people that are better at quality control in, is because when this hits the light, and say someone decides to say, hey, I've never had a Pixel before and the Pixel 5 is out and it's within my budget range, I'm going to go buy it. So now, like, the whole idea of Google trying to keep the phone like at $699 and below, now that's going to go against them with this issue unless they get on it quick. And possibly have to do a recall. If they have to, then do the recall. I mean, better to get this taken care of quickly than to just let it slip through and just be like, oh, it's nothing. But that tarnishes, right? Could you imagine if Samsung did this? Let's say Samsung was new to the game and hasn't been around for years, right? And the Galaxy S20 Fan Edition, the screen started to lift on that. You think anyone's going to trust Samsung?
Nah.
Yeah. No, Google's just going to pretty much just shot themselves in the foot again, and they got a lot of bullet holes, man. Your foot's looking like these.
Tito, you can 100% agree with me on this one. After I say, I know you're going to agree with me on this one. The majority of Pixel users are tech enthusiasts. The average consumer doesn't get a Pixel because for the tech enthusiast who knows what a Pixel can do, those are the tech geeks, the tech nerds, the tech people that want to go in and have an amazing camera, an amazing software experience. So the average consumer who's not a tech enthusiast is going to get a Pixel. They're going to go for Samsung and Apple.
Yeah,
that's what they know.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. Of course. Then that's the thing, and to get it out there to where consumers do know what it is, and then it can be one of the things in the rotation that they decide amongst. That's going to be harder to do. I mean, I don't know, just stuff like this just like makes me look at Google and say, okay, you know what? Like, you guys are smart in areas, and I got to give it to them to that. I'll never take that away from them. But with all this intelligent people that's around Google, They couldn't have anyone that was good at quality control.
At least not overseas, because that's where they've been made.
Mm-hmm.
But,
I mean,
but you can ask this then: why isn't Google plastering ads all over YouTube about Pixels? Then
because they're trying to
they
keep
can do it for
themselves
free.
out of hot water.
Because they can do it for free through their own platform. So when you're watching a YouTube video, you can see a Pixel ad.
They lost their balls, dude. They're being sued.
Did you see the Google Pixel ad with the Pixel and the pug? That was awesome.
No,
I haven't seen that.
It came out like today.
Oh.
It's awesome.
Yeah,
I love pugs. Yeah.
I mean, I really can't say why Google doesn't go and plaster these ads all over to YouTube. But then again, too, the ads on YouTube is actually based on the YouTube viewer, right? So like if I watch a lot of stuff that has to do with like Facebook, I'm gonna get a massive amount of Facebook ads. If I watch dog videos, I'm gonna get a bunch of Petco ads and stuff like that thrown in there. It goes off your data. That's why they collect your data. It's for that very reason. Plus, too, the other thing I was going to talk about, and I guess I'll just kind of throw it in here now, but Google is probably getting sued on an antitrust lawsuit.
Heard about that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I want to give a big shout out to Caleb for his equipment. That's equivalent to buying you could buy a used car.
No, thanks, man. Yeah, thank you, Lawrence. Yeah, I mean, like I said, it all goes back to the community. Everything that we all do, that Tito, Lawrence, you, Technoid, Sneed, Carlos, myself, it all goes back to community. We try to educate and as many subscribers and consumers and
no, but check this out.
Tech junkies out there. Yeah.
My girlfriend's coworker sold her a used 95 Toyota Corolla.
Mm.
It only needed minor maintenance, but the AC still works. It's ice cold. It has 94,000 miles on it for a 95 Toyota Corolla 4-door. No back taxes, registration up to date. Her coworker sold it to her for $500.
That's a good price. That's good.
Yeah. You know how many used cars I could buy with your setup? And flip them for money. Flip them for more money. Dude, you can do, your equipment is so amazing. You could do side projects for people, and they can just send you a script, and then you could do their podcast for them.
Well,
you could be their spokesperson.
I'm just right now. I'm trying. One of the reasons, I'm trying to get my audio levels right. Because once I can get my levels right, I can eventually start a podcast on my own and go from there and get some more equipment. I want to get one of those mixers that people can call in to, like a podcast show, run it live.
Are you going to be the next Joe Rogan?
Well, no, I'm not. But I want to get maybe Carlos or Steen to do this too, because I think it'd be kind of maybe I know people could just join in on YouTube, but what about those subscribers or those or individuals that may watch maybe like, for example, Sneed does his audio podcast, right? So they have the audio only in the vehicle, but it'd be nice, like if they're listening to his podcast or something and he's doing a live stream, to call into the show. Maybe, I don't know, I think that'd be kind of cool. So
yeah,
that's be my next piece to get. But yeah, man, it's good. I had fun setting this up, and it's been a lot of fun to put it to use so far.
Yeah, it sounds pretty good too, man. That's a good idea.
You and Carlos, man, you're taking it to another. Because my setup consists of a 3-year-old laptop, a 32-inch TV, the mic and headphones that Carlos sent me. So when you add up everything, what it's worth now, it's probably worth equivalent of $400 worth of equipment.
Yeah, well, the operating system I'm running on this is FreeBSD, which is Unix, which is that old 70s operating system, right? Just with a desktop interface. So everything is all open source, and so a lot of the stuff, and I have a laptop to right at me that I have OpenBSD on that I use as well. But all this stuff is compatible with like a Unix or a Mac based operating system, which is kind of cool. So but any setup is great, you know. But but yeah, you know, it's like I said, it all goes back to the community in one way or form or another.
Yep. And that's why everyone should be on the lookout for when Caleb launches his podcast. You guys are not going to want to miss that, man. Because I'm actually ready to start watching, bro. Like,
yeah, there you go.
He will start the Great Expedition for Scallops.
You know what? Let's just cut the weight. Go ahead. Just take over. Take over, Caleb. It's all you. All you, bro.
Yeah, it's probably, I'm thinking about just, you know, maybe doing a coffee and a technology podcast. I think coffee is kind of like a universal thing. I don't know if I can really do it like on food per se, because I can't go into a restaurant that says like, oh, I love this squid and expect everybody else to like it. You know, when I don't like it, I can't give an honest review of something that I don't like, but something that I do like and something that's universal to everybody and you know, millions and millions of Americans enjoy is coffee. So with that, we'll mix with a little bit, you know, technology and either that or news, but mostly probably technology is probably like where I'll start off. That's what it's going to be about, and having to get that set up. So yeah.
But Caleb, I got a question for you, man.
Yeah,
I've been with T-Mobile for 5 years on my girlfriend's plan.
Mm-hmm.
I've never had a drop call. Yeah, I call him up my doctor today in the middle of trying to leave a voicemail.
We're going to get into that, Kathy. Hold on. Sorry, Lawrence, go ahead.
It was staticky, and every time I try to call, it feels like I'm talking to a tin can to two strings, and it was just vibrating the call.
Yeah, when I used to use T-Mobile, you know, last year, I've had that problem. It's all my calls have sound like wind tunnels, and the reason why that is because they don't use true IMS. They use what's called an HD voice codec, and they don't run everything through a true IMS VoLTE session like Verizon, AT&T does, and how Sprint used to do. But that will change once they get a real 5G core up, and you know they'll change over to an IMS based. Once 5G is officially launched, you know, more nationwide, more prevalent over, you know, especially over on the 2.5. So, but yeah, it's going to continue to sound like a wind tunnel for the next 4 years.
No, but I was like shocked that I had a drop call.
Oh yeah.
Period.
Yeah, I mean, it's for no drop calls, man. That's good. That's really good.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. What was this? Can we talk about the Galaxy Fit 2? I'll squeeze it in there towards the end, bro. I'll jump in on this whole thing because this is actually kind of interesting. So, Google hit by the Justice Department with an antitrust lawsuit. I was reading about this morning, and actually, the site that I read it from, I pulled it up here. It's the Wall Street Journal. So they talk a little bit about it, and this almost seems very similar to what happened with the EU. The claims of the reason for it, you know, the claim is with Google, you know, blocking other search engines from being used. Making theirs basically the predominant one in your face type of thing, kind of, you know, stopping competition. Just in their way, they're illegally choking off the potential competition. That's the term that the Wall Street Journal used. And it's not looking good for the Goog. That's just bad. Where do you guys see this going?
I don't know. I think I don't think Google's worried about it. I know they have, you know, some really, really good lawyers. I can't see this. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but I can't see this like how, you know, AT&T was like broken up way back in the 80s. I can't see that happening with Google.
Mm-hmm.
They'll just probably give him maybe a mild slap on the wrist and call her a day. Or they might change something about. See, a lot of it was, you know, the censorship, how they used to censor certain things, what Google does, but they might change that. They might bring that to light, but I don't think it's going to. The chances of, you know, of Google just, you know, breaking up into a smaller pieces of a company, I don't think that'll happen though.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just it's a weird concept, and I think So one of my longtime followers, Coffee7, he and I actually got into a debate over it when I was covering the story about the same lawsuit that happened in the EU, and that one was, they were more focused on Android phones, and they were literally just like like the smaller guys, the smaller search engines in in Europe were they didn't have a fighting chance with Android phones. And for me, I guess Coffee got a little heated because I was like, I just couldn't see how. Yes, you have Chrome that's pre-installed on Android phones, but you as a user don't have to use that app. You can literally download any search engine app on your Android device and then make that as a default. Hang on one sec.
I don't know. I think, I remember this kind of reminds me of like the Microsoft antitrust suit, to where you remember how they had an Internet Explorer on their desktops. That was kind of like a monopoly. And they told them to stop.
I'm sorry for interrupting you, Caleb. The problem with not having Chrome, if you're using two-factor authentication, it makes it difficult to verify your authenticity. So when you're using like Internet, you can use Internet Explorer, Firefox, you can use Dolphin, you can use anything under the moon, but you still got to use, if you're using a two-factor thing, the best way to do it, make it seamless, is you need Chrome. So that way, when I launch something and I'm on my Chrome browser and on my other iPhone, my Gmail pops up and saying, "Did you log into it?" I just click yes, and I punch the number in there. The problem for all those other people this is why they're mad, because of two-factor authentication. And the other ones, you're still gonna have to go to Chrome, get two-factor authentication. Then you're gonna need two browsers anyway. So that's why it's frustrating. You know what I mean? They're missing the point of security.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, for my the browsers I use on my phones, I use DuckDuckGo because it's more secure and it just kind of clears out everything. I like the DuckDuckGo browser, and I don't use Chrome or anything like that. I haven't for a long time. I just primarily use like DuckDuckGo or Microsoft Edge or something. But no, I haven't used Chrome in a while because there's a lot of, from an IT perspective, there's like a lot of security issues. But yeah.
So do you feel like that with Android phones that you feel pressured to have to use Chrome?
I used to. Not anymore.
Well, since I'm an iPhone user, majority of my usage is on Safari. It's easier. I can bookmark stuff. I can customize my phone a lot easier. The only problem is when I play Pokemon Go or want to do something else that needs a two-factor auth, you still got to go through the Gmail Chrome madness.
Yep. Now, you mentioned the two-factor authentication, Lawrence. So there is another way that you can authenticate with your Google services and your Google account. I actually have on both my phones the Google Authenticator app, right? So you don't have to actually just click yes. You get presented with like a PIN or a code that you have to type in, and you can actually, the cool part about the Google Authenticator app is you can use that within other services like Amazon or other online retailers to incorporate that for your two-factor authentication, which is nice.
Yeah, I think that Google Authenticator as well. Also, people use with Discord to authenticate.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I've seen that. I don't know, man. I don't know. Google gets the light slap on the hand, or what are they gonna do to him? Because it's a funny thing. It's like I wake up to that, I see that. That's what I do in the morning. I wake up and I start reading the news in the morning, and so I seen that, and I was just like, oh no, Google again.
I mean, I can't imagine the Google CEO Sanjay Patel like sweating out in court. You know, what is he gonna do? Like, he's not gonna be a Eugene in there. Like, you know what I mean? He's just gonna. This is like water under the bridge for him. You know, I don't picture. He's probably bought all the judges off anyways. I don't picture this lawsuit going anywhere or doing anything.
Every day, every minute, Google is getting caught by doing something. And honestly, you could have the CEO Sanjay Patel. You could have him up on, when they do those conferences, like in front of when they announce software and they talk about mobile data security and stuff, you can literally flash articles of them literally getting caught with a loop of music in the background, and nobody will take it seriously. So I don't see this going anywhere, nor does that lawsuit go anywhere.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I think isn't Google going to the hot seat again? Like Sundar has to go before them again to talk about what's been going on with search and swaying political thoughts.
Yeah, the censorship stuff, which is, I do agree with that point. They need to, they have the algorithms, they have the data to fix that censorship part. They need to, here's the thing. That really irks me about this. So when Google first started, it was supposed to be a free and open platform and search engine to express any thought, conscionable that you can drum up, right? It's not that way anymore. It's censored and it's very vicious, and it's like you don't have, at least on the Google platform, it's like you don't have expression for your freedom of thought. But I think they need, but Google does have the capability to do it. It's just from where they first started off to where they are now is completely different.
Yeah. Well, that's you know what, they need to be on the hot seat for that. That's one thing, because and I'm surprised you brought that up. A lot of people don't remember that's how Google started out. It's like that just totally just blanked from anyone remembering that. And it's even here on YouTube, right? We feel the pinch on YouTube. We can't talk about what we really want to talk about within the scope of what would be, like where the boundaries are. Because there is boundaries. I'm not gonna talk or show videos about someone, being mutilated. Okay, that's going beyond the boundaries. But if I say what my political view is, I shouldn't be, if it's disagreed upon from the mass majority, they're gonna hide my stuff. Or, if you mention the virus and you get kind of shelved.
Right. Yeah. A lot
Facebook
of it is
and Twitter faces the same thing too, man.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go. I didn't mean to cut you off, Caleb.
No, it's all good. Yeah, no, it's a lot of the censorship is political, but I feel that, here's the thing. Here's one thing I am glad for, that Google is doing. I'm sorry, that the DOJ is doing this now and not later, right? They're taking a step now to say, hey, pump the brakes, right? You may be a big a big evil. No, I was going to say evil. You may be, I don't want you to get demonetized, but you may be a big corporation with happy feet, but, we're the DOJ, we can shut you down. We can split you up. We can, so.
Yeah, I need to, because, personally, the thing I feel about it is like everyone has their point of view, and not everyone's going to agree. Sometimes it's always best to agree to disagree. But, when you start to silence a certain side just because it doesn't fit what you believe in, that's just, I don't know. I see it happen within my own family. I see my sister silenced on Facebook. They they blocked her from streaming for like a while. She had to do a workaround. And then I'm hearing, the people on Twitter, when they say certain things, their accounts is getting blocked. And it's not just the smaller accounts. It's like the checked verified million followers that are getting blocked when they share a point of view. And it's like, even if you don't agree with that point of view, you shouldn't be silenced from saying it, because on your side's not being silenced from saying it. So
yeah, we have a First Amendment. It's called the freedom of speech. The tech corporations and other, companies, they need to know what that means, and apparently they don't. And that's why I said earlier, I'm glad that the DOJ is stepping in. But hey, Tito, I got a hard stop here at 7 p.m. because I got a certain thing I got to do. But I appreciate you having me on. Technoid, Lawrence, it's also good talking to you guys.
So Caleb, before you leave, I want to say this: the sad reality of social media, it's easier to carry a concealed weapon than it is to voice your opinion over the internet, because you can carry a weapon with a license and go anywhere you want, using it properly and expressing yourself properly with a gun, versus just saying, I don't agree with this, blah, 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 and you get straight. That's the sad reality that's come down to it today.
You're absolutely right. Yeah, it's just it's like the only freedom of expression we have is our own conscience, right? And you can't put that on the internet or on Twitter or on Google or anything, because you get
that's almost like a China thing.
We're not there yet, but yeah.
That's why I said almost. I emphasize the word almost
Yeah.
because it feels like it. Because trust me, you're thinking that it feels that way, but we're not there yet.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. All right, guys. Tito, again, thanks for having me on, man. I appreciate it. And I will see you on the next one.
All right,
All
man.
right.
Take it easy, bro.
Take it easy, Caleb.
So last thing, and this is what everything Samsung Pro kind of mentioned. So I'll get you guys that thoughts on it. You guys heard anything on the Galaxy Fit 2?
Nope.
Nope, don't care about it.
Oh, I wouldn't say that. That's come on,
Oh, I just
gotta be a little nice.
Nah, I just don't care.
it's a fitness tracker, right? It's obviously the name itself is just Galaxy Fit 2. Does it do more than this, or is this fitness tracking really what it's all about? I'm trying to look for the page that I found it on last time.
So you're gonna
ad
compare it to a
description.
Fitbit?
I guess I don't know.
Like, I was more interested in the wireless Trio pad that they released on top of that with the Galaxy Fit 2. They had released a bunch. I covered it on today's episode. They released that plus a couple of other colors for the Galaxy Bud Live, and they also released a triple charging pad. I was more into those than the Galaxy Fit 2, but I guess it's just because I like accessories. I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
Well, so here's the thing that I think about it when I look at this thing. Where does it really fit today when you have smartwatches that pretty much are already, dabbling with health, right? Like the Apple Watch can do a lot of things regards into health. It has, like a heart monitor. It has, it can check your oxygen levels. Am I correct?
Yeah, but the reason why people will gravitate to that is because the Apple Watch has the cellular modem in it. So if you don't want the extra cost of a cellular modem, knowing all you need is Bluetooth functionality, that doesn't have cellular modem and it's just GPS capable and it's a lower price point and they don't need it to make phone calls or whatever's because they're away from their phone, they're going to gravitate to that because it's half the price versus spending $500 or $700 for a stainless steel model.
Yeah.
That's what you got to look at.
Yeah, that's a good point there. Because I was thinking about it because that's some of the things that comes to mind when it comes to like fitness trackers. Because I see them, they're still sold at Best Buy, like the off-brand. I mean, there was a fitness tracker from a company called Garmin, if I'm not mistaken. It's like an off-brand. You even have some of the older Fitbit models I still see sold at Best Buy, even though like Fitbit was acquired by Google. And I was just wondering, like, if you have some of these things on your smartwatches that that you can get on the Apple side.
Device?
How much is it?
Yeah, how much is that device?
Dude, how many times I gotta tell you?
I can't
Stop
see it.
apologizing.
I'm on my phone, dude.
Nah, but I'll say this: like, I'm not really into it. It's not really a thing for me. But I can see a lot of people picking this up if they're on a budget. If they can't afford a smartwatch, but they want something to track fitness, then by all means, definitely go for it. But I'm not. It's not for me because I have a smartwatch, a Galaxy Watch Active 2, and to me, I feel like for me that's really where it's up my alley.
Wait, everything sounds so.
Sorry, I can't see the price. $59. So okay, you compare $59
for the band?
to. Yeah, look at the band. How much does the device cost? That's the key.
No, it says Galaxy Fit 2 Black is $59.99.
Okay, then that's what you got to look at it.
Now you're looking at the
an Apple Watch Series 6 is $529. So
what was that, Techno?
No, they got two. They got Galaxy Fit and then the Fit 2. So there's two separate models. So it did go down in price. The original was on $99.99, and then they reduced the second one by $40. So I mean, if like I said, this is for people that are on a budget they don't care about the flashy features. They just want something to track their smart. And you know what? That's cool. That's for them. But for me, like a guy like me, I prefer smartwatch. I just I like the round design. I'm an old fashioned watch design guy. I like when it's round, circular. I like the designs of the watch faces. So for me, I'm more of a smartwatch. But I can make an argument. You know, if you just want fitness only, if it's only fitness oriented, then I'm like, all right, yeah.
What up, Sneed? Hey, wait, since Sneed is here, well, I'll ask him that question. Sneed, is your Pixel 5 okay, or are you noticing that the screen is lifting off from the body? Do let us know. I don't think his is, but I just gotta ask him anyways because he has one. So, yeah, I guess I'm following where you guys are going with this.
Now I can see he made his point from his perspective as a consumer. Now I'm gonna make my point of any consumer, because there's people out there like my girlfriend's sister who doesn't care about cellular, so she went with a Fitbit because it was $149 versus paying $500 for something. All she needs is notifications. All she needs is if a phone call comes in and the phone's right next to it, she can do whatever she needs. So it's her caller ID. So when you're looking at it from that perspective, even people with money don't need those extra features that we need. So it's not a money issue. It's what's practical for their needs. So if they're going to say, hey, I can do all of this stuff and get this for $59, why am I going to spend $529 before tax? Why am I going to spend 9 times more for something I'm not going to use? So this is going to fit a certain niche that despite their income bracket, no matter what it is, if they don't need it, they're going to gravitate to this because it's amazing deal.
Yeah, I'm following you on that, man.
It's not a money issue. It's what they need for how they utilize their phone. And for some people, an Apple Watch is overkill. They don't need all of that. I love my Apple Watch, so I'm with the same side as Technoid. I need everything. But then
I appreciate
other people who don't need everything.
Thank you so much, man.
There's other people who don't need everything, but still have the money to do whatever they want.
Mm-hmm.
You can't forget about those people.
Right. And I think that's what the topic is brought up for, to get people's thoughts on it. And again, it boils back down to my core belief that not two people are the same. Everyone uses tech in a different way and has different needs out of tech in a different way. So therefore, not everyone thinks the same way. So I think that's the overall embodiment of it. There's something for everybody out there. So, if you are looking for a fitness tracker, something light, because judging from what I'm seeing from the way that it's built, it looks pretty light. Doesn't look like it's going to be clunky on the wrist. Doesn't look like you're going to have this big old wallop thing like a Dick Tracy phone, watch phone, whatever. It just looks like a bracelet that just fits on the wrist, light, tracks your workout, your steps, and anything else that it can do.
You know what, Tito? You're gonna when I make this statement, I know you're gonna 100% agree with me. Just because of a device that does the features and could be amazing, could be just entry level, people have to get over the fact that if it's a budget device with decent specs, that it's only for poor people. Rich people buy the same stuff because they're frugal or they don't need those other features. We got to stop seeing mid-ranges or budget phones are for poor people only, because there's a lot of rich people out there that buy those things. They got to stop stereotyping people as poor people.
Yeah,
that's what I don't like. And I'm the biggest Apple fanboy in the world. You know what I mean? One of them, because I eventually want to get nothing but Apple products. But people have to get over the fact that just because it's $59, $100, whatever it is, that it's for poor people or people, whatever. Because rich people buy the same stuff.
So for anyone who's actually interested in this thing, spec-wise, so Bluetooth, it's using Bluetooth version 5.1. It's I guess 2 colors. So the scarlet color. It's Bluetooth only, right? So no cellular connectivity. The case dimensions of 46.6 millimeter by 18.6 millimeter. The case depth is 11.1 millimeter, and it's plastic. It does have bezels, obviously. Strap materials, TPU. So the watch band itself is a TPU material. And the display dimensions is 126 by 294. It's got I mean, it's nice. Available memory on it is 2 megabytes of RAM by 32 megabytes of storage. So I don't know if you can download apps on it. Doubt it. That's just probably just for the main functional thing, which is fitness tracking. That's what it looks like. It's got a 159 milliamp hour battery to go along with that.
It looks like all your apps will be on your phone, and it's just going to display notifications as an extension to your phone.
Yeah. IP68 water resistance. So you can go take it for a swim, but don't go too deep with it.
But Tito, look at it this way: say you got a kid that has a smartphone but wants a watch. This is the perfect entry level for them to say, "Hey, I'm going to start you off at this." And
Thank you guys for the
show me that you can take care of this. Then I'll slowly move you up. You know what I mean? So this is a perfect entry level for a kid that wants a watch. But you know what? Let's see how you can manage it and take care of it. Then we can bump you up to and update you later after showing you that you can take care of it.
Yeah, I mean, there's, like you said, there's gonna be a market for it, right? There's gonna be a market for it. You know, we can't always look at what we would personally want out of any type of device and just make that like it's for everybody when it's just our own personal need out of it, right? There's always a market for it. So,
but at the end of the day, $60 is how Sneed would say, is a tremendous deal. Think about it. There's people with iPhones and Android phones say they got an Apple Watch, they got an Android phone, but then they want to take their Android phone on their jog because they want to leave their iPhone at home. They can get this and do their fitness stuff. So that could be another option for somebody who uses dual platforms. It's like, I don't have to buy an expensive second watch. I can wear my Apple Watch and this on the side. You know what I mean? And still do what they need to do because it's a phenomenal deal. Yeah. $60? You can't even buy a Chinese knockoff back then for $60. You know what I mean? Now you're getting an authentic Samsung experience for $60 when the average tracker back even a year ago was $200. So coming from, you know where I stand, I'll still say this is an amazing deal. A lot of kids will get it. Some elderly will get it. A lot of people will get this either as a secondary or their primary because it's $60.
Yeah,
it's a phenomenal deal.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. So there you have it. And of course, the person who brought up the topic, everything Samsung Pro, thinks it's a good deal too. It is. I mean, and you know, as far as me, I have my Moto 360. That thing is pretty clunky at times on my wrist. So I actually use my Pebble 2. I still use it because it still works. So
I still use my Series 3 Apple Watch, and that's 3 years old, and it does. The only thing is missing features. But other than that, it does everything I need it to do and then some.
Yeah. All right, we pretty much covered that. Like I said, for those that came in a little bit late, if you guys want to watch the replay again, you guys can. We pretty much gave our thoughts about the no charger in the box with iPhone 12s. We talked about the Pixel 5 screen issues that's happening that I'm pretty disappointed in. I think it's Foxconn who they went to again to build the Pixel 5. And if that's so, their quality control on the Pixels is bad because they never had that type of quality control on the iPhones to an extent. So that's bad. That screens are lifting off the body. And then, we talked a little bit about the class action lawsuit. The DOJ is suing Google in an antitrust lawsuit. There's that. Before I go, I want to give you guys the ground to kind of like, you know, share a little bit what you guys got planned on your channels coming up here in like the next coming weeks. So I'll go with Technoid. Let you kind of share out any sneak peeks you want to give to people out there before we close it out.
Not really much, honestly. I'm just trying to do a cable review. So a company reached out to me and asked me to make a small little mini review in exchange. They'll send me the cable, and you know me, I normally never like to do that, but I figured, you know what, I'll make an exception this one time. It's a Thunderbolt 3 cable, and I've never had one, so I'm like, all right, you know what, let me try it out. Honestly, very good cable. You know, if they hadn't sent it to me, I would have loved to have paid for it. It's only $20, so I gotta film that. It's only gonna be about 4 minutes long because they want to post it on Amazon, so I'll make it quick, straight to the point. But the next review that I have up in line will be the Soundcore Life Q30, the over-ear headphones that I've been covering. And you know, it's funny. So I was covering these news, and all these YouTubers on behind the scenes have been trying to get in on my video. They've been asking me, hey, so I got a review plan. Soundcore sent us the headphones. The embargo lifts today. Could you link my video? Because people, I'm like, what? What? So then, next thing you know, then this guy. So then when I checked back, I ended up reporting the comment as spam because he was just spamming after at that point. So some user who got headphones. So basically today, YouTubers released their reviews. So I'm gonna have to do what everybody else does, buy them and then review it, which I don't care. I like to make my reviews that way.
Yeah.
But there was this one individual. I don't know who he is. I never heard of him. His name is Tools Electro DIY. He got a pair for free. He did a really good review. I watched it, but he just kept on spamming the comment section. He started spamming everybody. Check out my video. Check out my review. I got it early. I did it. You're getting reported because I don't like spams. But no, it was a good video though. It was good. But yeah, I'll see if I can get my hands on it, and I'll just review them like how everybody else does. They just pay for them, and you know, you pay for what you get. So I'm definitely looking forward to that.
Cool. Yeah, man, I hate the. I don't know why people gotta do that. Go jump in everyone else's videos and just be like, check out my video, and just spam the hell. Like, God, I hate those comments. They're annoying. They are absolutely annoying.
Like, if he had made one comment, I would be like, all right, that's fine. You know, it's one comment. I don't care. But he started spamming the entire comment section. Like every person that wrote a comment, he copy and paste.
Okay, Lawrence, you got the ground right now, man. Any future projects coming up?
No,
things that
I'm not
you
on
plan to do?
video. Okay, well, it's gonna be a while, but currently I'll be testing Verizon postpaid, T-Mobile postpaid, and AT&T postpaid on my SS Max for the time being. When I get my iPhone 12 Pro, then those 3 postpaid top tier plans are gonna go on my 12. My iPhone SS Max is gonna have a second postpaid Verizon line, and then my XR, I'm gonna bring back the Text Now updates because I have the SIM card, the free service, and I'm gonna do an up-to-date review on how Text Now is doing. And then my SE is gonna have my track phone and T-Mobile, and then basically I'm gonna be doing showdowns. So I'm gonna take all the Verizon lines I have with me and my girlfriend. So we're gonna have 3 postpaid Get Mores, a Visible, and a track phone. And we're going to do a video on that showing all the different priorities. Then we're going to do the same thing for T-Mobile because we got 3 postpaid lines for T-Mobile. Then my eventual goal is this is a long-term goal, when I finally get monetized, and I mean this wholeheartedly, I plan to go to all the different outer islands, live stream, do video testing, for all the major islands, even Molokai and Lanai. So we're talking Kauai, Maui, Molokai, Lanai, Big Island, and I'm going to go to every single island year round. I'm hoping to go at least to all 6 islands twice a year and just do speed tests and live events. Then that's not focused on Oahu, because right now, until I get monetized, I can't travel to those other islands. So I'm stuck on Oahu. And I can show consistency on my island, but I want to be able to say, hey, I'm in Hana, Maui, and this is how Verizon's working. This is how AT&T is working. This is how T-Mobile is working. Or I can be on the Big Island on Saddle Road and say, hey, I'm in the middle of nowhere, and this is how this one is performing. Or I can be in Lahui, Kauai, doing that, and I can be on Molokai saying, there's my fishing gear, I'm fishing while I'm doing my speed tests. So that's the ultimate goal for my channel, is to be able to do island hopping and showing not just speed tests, be able to emphasize the different food and culture and incorporate Chanel in my journey.
Cool. So y'all heard it, man. You guys know where to go to find these guys. If not, Chanel 808 Life is Lawrence. Check out his channel. As you can see, Technoid. That's the name of his channel. You guys go check out the channels. Subscribe. Do all that good stuff. Show your guys' support, especially in these times. We are coming out of the mud. Things are starting to pick back up here on YouTube. So this is definitely the time to start grinding. Like literally get grinding because it's picking back up. I'm watching a lot of the changes